My name is John Young and I'm from Snowmass, Colorado. This is a 2019 Honda CRF 450L. My favorite feature of the bike is that it's a Honda and it is absolutely bulletproof. All the motorcycles that I always had were fuel injected. In my experience, carbureted bikes in Colorado and places where you change a lot of elevation are really finicky and they're kind of a pain in the butt. And as soon as I heard that Honda finally put fuel injection on one of their dirt bikes, I threw my money at them. So I got this bike as a dual sport because it comes already, it comes with everything you need for the road. Headlights, turn signals, all that stuff. And it's still at its heart, it's a real dirt bike. They've detuned it a little bit so that it has more reliability than like the 450R, but it's still a 450R motor in there. It's just way more reliable. So I was inspired when I found out that Honda is making a fuel-injected dirt bike, dual sport bike. I bought one as soon as I could. So my very first adventure, I didn't have any of this stuff. Everything was straight up stock. And I rode it from Montrose, Colorado to Moab. And it worked great. So I've added a ton of stuff to this bike. But the bike at its heart is perfect already. I didn't actually have to do anything to it. I just love adding stuff to stuff. I love modding stuff. A couple mods that I've done to the bike to make it more of an adventure bike, understanding that at its base it's already a really good dirt bike, but adventure riding also includes riding on roads and riding long miles. So to that end, the four biggest things that I did to the bike were, number one, the Rebel X Rally. It's actually a rally navigation tower behind it, but basically it's a front fairing. And it works great, keeps all the wind off of you. I can stand up on this at 60 miles an hour and it doesn't knock me around. So that's a big help. The other huge help is this is a 5-gallon Nomad tank. So my range went from the 2-gallon tank of maybe 80 miles at the best to about 200, a little better than 200 if I'm easy with the throttle. So those two things are huge for adventure riding. I also added the Rekluse auto clutch, and that just makes the kind of a heavy bike and technical terrain infinitely easier to ride without having to play with the clutch. And then the last huge thing that you can't miss is the Mosko Moto Rekluse 80 luggage system that carries everything. I usually carry about 50 pounds of gear. I try to go under that if I can, but that's about my normal week-long trip worth, and everything fits in there perfect. Nothing's dangling off or hanging off like cowbells. I've got no cowbells hanging off the bike. Everything's really tight. And I've crashed on this a bunch of times and haven't taken any damage. This actually saves the bodywork, but I haven't taken any damage to the Mosko Moto system. So those four things are the biggest improvement I've made on the bike. I went and I did the Washington backcountry discovery route, and I got a little over halfway through it, so I have to go back and I have to finish that. And now the Wyoming backcountry discovery route is going to open up in January, I hear. So as soon as I know that there's no snow on the trail and I can ride it, I definitely will be doing that.